So the Rugby League World Cup final is just around the corner. Both squads have been announced, Samoa and Australia. For the first time ever, we will see Toa Samoa in a World Cup final. Australia, they've been there, done that, which is why this matchup is a dream one on paper, and hopefully it does deliver just like the other matches of the Rugby League World Cup. But looking through at, first of all, Toa Samoa, their side is going to be as follows. Number 1, Joseph Suali'i. He's been an anchor at the back for the Samoans throughout this Rugby League World Cup. Number 2, Taylor May. Number 4, Stephen Crichton. He had a very good game last week in the semi-final up against England, which was a monumental win. He managed to kick that winning field goal as well to get the Samoans through to this massive final. Then next it is number 5, Brian To'o. Now he's been a bit quiet the last couple of weeks, To'o, and I believe that is because opposition are making that extra bit of effort to try and shut him down, which is fair enough as he is a very dangerous player, but it does open up the opportunity for a few of those other backs for Samoa, such as this next man, Jarome Luai, will be playing number 6. He got man of the match up against the English, and I have said it throughout this whole Rugby League World Cup, if that man plays well, Samoa win. If he doesn't play well and he's shut out of the game, that really gives the opposition a chance, so that's exactly what Australia are going to have to do in this game. Then at number 7, it will be Anthony Milford. Looking through at a few of the backs now, Josh Papali'i at number 8. Number 10, Junior Paulo. Some huge size between those two. We don't often see those two men on the field at the same time. There is a reason for that. Too much power. The ground might break at Old Trafford if those two are putting in big hits. That is not literally the reason though. They just have the interchange. Normally doesn't quite link up that way. Next, number 11, Ligi Sale. Number 12, Jaden Sua. And number 15, Royce Hunt. Now, he has been putting in some big shifts in the last couple of games, Hunt. He finds himself getting a lot more minutes now than he did at the start of the competition, and his form is pretty good, so I can understand why he is getting more time out there on the park. Then Spencer Leniu at number 16. Number 17, Martin Taupau. Normally comes off as one of the interchange players. I should mention the starting lineups for the two sides have not been confirmed yet, but I'm sure whatever Samoa go with will be a great combination of speed and also power. Then Chanel Harris Tavita at number 20. Number 22, Kalma Tuolangi. Number 23, Oregon Kaufusi. Next, number 25. This man's got to be in the starting lineup. Tim the Thigh. He was absolutely phenomenal in the last match up against the English. For me, he was definitely a man of the match contender for the last match up against England. I was disappointed to see in the end he didn't get it, as he had a huge impact. He was getting assists, he was putting in big hits, scoring tries himself, and he will be one to watch out for in this Rugby League World Cup final. Then the last two men on the side, Ken Seo, number 26, and then number 27, it will be Connolly Lemelu. But that is the side for Samoa that they have gone with. Now we look through at the Kangaroos, the Australians. They are going to be as follows. Number 1, James Tedesco, the skipper. He has been playing not too badly throughout this Rugby League World Cup, but he won a massive performance in this game up against Toa Samoa, and the foundation is certainly set for him to be able to do so. Number 2, Daly Cherry Evans. Number 3, they have gone Ben Hunt. And then number 4, Valentine Holmes. He had a tough game up against New Zealand, was able to fight through it though, managed to get himself a try. Did have some very important tackles made throughout that matchup as well, including a couple right next to the touchline, which is something you may need in this game up against Samoa. Then number 5, Jake Travojevic. Number 6, Regan Campbell-Gillard. Some big hits coming from that man. And then number 7, Cameron Munster. So he will be going head-to-head, more than likely with Anthony Milford. Now those two have slightly different styles, but Munster's had a fantastic Rugby League World Cup. So in my opinion, he might be the one out of the two who has a little bit of the better game, but then I think the big battle everyone wants to see is definitely Panthers teammates when it comes to Jarome Luai taking on Nathan Cleary in the head-to-head battle. I think that's going to be an outstanding one, and I hope we do get to see a bit of a seesaw between those two talented players. In number 8, Latrell Mitchell. Hardly saw him in that game up against New Zealand. He put in a couple tackles when he needed to, but I would like to see a little bit more of that dangerous running game from him. Speaking of running game, Josh Adokar. What can you say? The Fox has been on fire. That cross-kick try last week was a thing of beauty. The man just sprinted onto it. He could have made an extra 5 to 10 metres if he needed to be able to take that catch, but managed to get the try. He's almost got 10, I believe, throughout this Rugby League World Cup, and the Fox will not want to slow down. Definitely not when there is one last hurdle to getting another championship for the Aussies. Number 10, Jake Whiten had a good game last week up against New Zealand. Cameron Murray at number 11, and Patrick Carrigan at number 13, another player who was very prominent in the last week's semi-final. Number 14, Nathan Cleary. Like I mentioned, him versus Luai is the battle everyone wants to see. Normally teammates at the Panthers, and to be honest, when you see all of the Panthers players in these two sides. You can understand why they do so well in the NRL. Champions 2 years in a row. They'll be trying to make it 3 in a row this year, and they've certainly got the ability to do so. Can't wait to see them go head to head here. Number 16, Ruben Cotter. Number 17, Angus Crichton. Then at 18, it is Tino Fa'asuamaleaui. He's been coming off the bench a little bit for the Australians. Certainly packs a punch, and you're going to need to up against Samoa. We're going to see some huge hits early on in this contest, as both sides will want to be the side going forward. Those extra few meters. Post-contact's going to be massive in this contest, and Tino Fa'asuamaleaui, certainly a man who knows how to get a few post-contact meters. Number 20, Harry Grant. Number 21, Liam Martin. And then number 24 to close out the squad for the Australians, it is Isaiah Yeo. So those are the two squads. Now the big question is who will be in the starting lineup and coming off the interchange for these two sides. So not many changes for both teams compared to what they did have in their semi-finals. I believe 1 change for the Australians and 2 for Samoa, which does just mean that both sides are backing what they've used up till this point to be able to get them a Rugby League World Cup title. Like I mentioned, Samoa, this is the first time they have ever been through to a final. We saw the passion and the parties when they made it through that semi-final. Can you even imagine what it's going to be like in Samoa if they can go all the way and get themselves this World Cup? In England, it will be hectic, but Australia, they have already got themselves a few titles in the cabinet. They wouldn't mind adding one more to the pile as well, but it's being played at Old Trafford. Massive final, 5 a.m. New Zealand time, and we will be covering it live on the Kiwi Lads channel. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think of the squads and also who you think will take out the Rugby League World Cup final. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all for the next one.